There's a phenomenon in neuroscience that terrifies me in industrial contexts: microsleep. These are brief episodes of sleep, lasting just a few seconds, that occur involuntarily when someone is severely sleep deprived. And they can happen while someone is operating dangerous machinery. Here's what you need to understand about sleep debt. Your brain keeps track of how much sleep you need versus how much you've gotten, and that deficit accumulates. You can't fool your brain with caffeine or willpower. You can't train yourself to need less sleep. Eventually, your sleep debt reaches a point where your brain simply forces you into sleep, regardless of what you're doing or how dangerous your environment is. The warning signs of impending microsleep are recognizable if you know what to look for. Heavy eyelids are the obvious one, but there are others. Head nodding or jerking back up when you realize you've nodded off. Blink staring, looking at something, but not really processing what you're seeing. Memory gaps where you can't remember the last few seconds or minutes. Difficulty keeping your eyes focused. These are all indicators that you're approaching dangerous levels of sleep deprivation. Certain scenarios dramatically increase microsleep risk. Monotonous tasks are particularly dangerous because they don't provide enough stimulation to keep the brain engaged. You can be operating machinery, performing repetitive motions, and slip into microsleep without even realizing it. Night shifts are high risk because you're fighting against your circadian rhythm. Your body wants to be asleep, and it's going to try to make that happen. And consecutive shifts without adequate sleep between them create cumulative sleep debt that becomes overwhelming. So, what can be done? There's actually good science on interventions. Scheduled micronaps during breaks are remarkably effective. We're talking about 20-minute power naps, not long sleep periods. These brief naps can dramatically improve alertness and cognitive function. Job rotation helps prevent the monotony that enables microsleep. Environmental modifications matter too. Cooler temperatures, bright lighting, and requirements for periodic movement all help maintain alertness. From an employer perspective, there's significant liability in knowingly allowing sleep-deprived workers to operate dangerous equipment. If an employer is aware that workers are working excessive hours without adequate rest and an accident occurs, that's potentially negligent. And there's an economic argument here. Preventing accidents through rest breaks is far cheaper than dealing with workers' compensation claims, lost productivity, equipment damage, and potential lawsuits. But there's a cultural shift that needs to happen. Rest needs to be viewed as a safety measure, not as laziness. Taking a 20-minute nap during a break isn't slacking off, it's protecting yourself and your coworkers from potential disaster. Admitting that you're too tired to safely perform a task shouldn't be career suicide. It should be seen as responsible safety awareness. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you're experiencing microsleep symptoms, you are impaired. You are not safe to operate machinery. And if you're in that state because your employer has scheduled you for excessive hours without adequate rest, that's a systemic safety failure, not a personal failing.